Kanye and Kyrie, ye and maybe thee. I will bless those that bless thee and curse those that curse thee. Anti-Semitism is now on the rise. Anti-Semitism, the ancient evil which has waxed and waned over the centuries, is on the rise again and rearing its ugly head in some of the most unusual places. One such place, which many of us never thought it would become such a big deal or problem, is right in the United States. Once again called the Golden Medina or Medina because Jews felt so welcome and safe there. That might be about to change, and the results could include a large number of American and Canadian Jews making Aliyah to Israel. Bravo! One of the main drivers of this increase in anti-Semitism in the United States, Canada, and other English-speaking countries, which have long seemed to be the safest places for Jews to live, is its popular celebrities are making anti-Semitic comments, which normalize anti-Semitic attitudes. A prominent example of this has been Ye, an artist formerly known as Kanya West. Despite the obvious fact that this man is suffering from mental and emotional disabilities, his millions of social media followers eagerly hang on to his every word. He also announced that he's considering the idea of running for president of the United States. Sure, buddy. Although even many of his supporters don't take that idea very seriously, and the rest of us don't either. The latest on Ye, and who knows what he'll say next, is an interview he gave to Gavin McInnes, founder of the Proud Boys white nationalist group, on Monday. During the interview, which was moderated by white nationalist figure Nick Fuentes, Ye made some incredibly bizarre statements. One such statement was that it is time for Jews to forgive Hitler and stop slandering the name of the Nazi leader who Ye has expressed admiration for in recent past. Jewish people forgive Hitler today, Ye said. Let it go, let it go. Stop trying to force it on other people. During the interview, he also said that Jewish people had given Hitler a bad reputation. Is he serious? He also repeated age-old conspiracies about Jewish people controlling the media and the political process in the United States. Well, I control VFI News, if you want to call that controlling the media. Concluding that the U.S. needs to be run by Christian leaders that don't bow to Jared Kushner, that don't bow to Rahm Emanuel. A follow-up question from McInnes about what Ye would do about Jews if he was to become president of the United States drew an even more bizarre response. Ye answered this question by declaring that Jews, quote, need to work for Christians. I'll hire a Jewish person if I knew they weren't a spy and I collected their phone and followed them to their house and have a camera on all their living room. I wonder what he did with his wife previously. He wrapped up his remarks by declaring, I love Jewish people. I love all people. I love people who have, canceled my accounts and all that. But they should not be the people in charge. It's what I'm saying. They've had their run. Well, if you're not careful, Ye, you may have the runs. Okay. Such nonsensical ravings wouldn't be so concerning if it were not for the fact that Ye is a very wealthy man. Due to his career as a rap artist and the many subsidiary business interests he has built around his brand. This gives him both wealth and fame, and some clout, and in the age of social media, that also translates into vast influence. That influence has been cited as one reason that anti-Semitic attitudes are becoming more mainstream in Western countries. This trend has obviously also resulted in a rise in reports about anti-Semitic incidents, including in places with large and historically significant Jewish populations. New York City, of all places, by the way, where my mother lives in Brooklyn, New York, has seen a dramatic rise in reports of anti-Semitic hate crimes. The NYPD, the New York Police Department, of whom I respect, issued a report on Monday showing that hate crimes against Jews have more than doubled in the last year. The report further stated that there was a sharp rise in reports of individual hate crimes in every month of 2022 over and against every month compared to in 2021. One possible reason for this increase has been the open public embrace of the so-called Black Hebrew Israelite movement by, again, a prominent New York celebrity. That would be Kyrie Irving, a star player for the NBA's Brooklyn Nets basketball team who has shared several posts related to this movement on his social media accounts in recent months. The movement that Irving has embraced states that the true descendants of the biblical tribes of Israel, which left Egypt under Moses, are the black-skinned people of West Africa, many of whom were forced to come to the United States as slaves from the late 1500s till the end of the United States Civil War in 1865. This idea has also attracted the attention of some popular African-American artists and athletes such as Ice-T and Mike Tyson, and anecdotal reports indicate that it is making inroads into the mainstream of some large, historically black Christian churches. Eric Adams, the Democratic mayor of New York, who spent over 20 years in the NYPD before launching a political career, has tried to reassure the roughly 3 million Jewish residents of his city. In a recent statement, he declared that, "I know the last few weeks have been tense for the Jewish community here and across the nation. Many of you are feeling fear and anxiety, no matter where you live. Let me be clear, hatred and anti-Semitism will not be tolerated in New York City." Those are important words for Mayor Eric Adams to say, but time will tell if there's any substance at all behind them. In the meantime, another source of anti-Semitism appears to be growing momentum of anti-Israel groups on university campuses across the United States, and for that matter, in many other Western countries. A report recently published by the AMCHA Initiative, a Jewish advocacy group, listed many prominent universities according to the level of hostility felt by the Jewish and/or pro-Israel students there. Incredibly, Harvard University, the intellectuals, the most prestigious institution of higher learning in the United States, and arguably the whole world, was listed as the most hostile university campus for pro-Israel students and faculty. I guess that means barbarian intellectualism. Other notable universities mentioned in the report included the University of Chicago, no surprise there, Tufts University, Rutgers University, and the University of California in Los Angeles. All of these schools, it bears mentioning, have been popular destinations for Jewish students and professors for decades. The contributions those students and the faculty have made to these universities is beyond distinguished, but that doesn't seem to matter much. In fact, I have a suggestion for all of you who graduated from those universities in maybe more my age class, that you stop funding these universities despite your patriotism to them. It's time to cut off funding because of the rise of anti-Semitism. Now, perhaps most disturbing about the report was a section which said that much of the anti-Israel activities on these campuses is being directed by the very professors themselves. Some of this encouragement even comes in the form of classroom activities where students are made to feel like their grade in the course is dependent on their adoption of a radical anti-Israel orientation outside of class. A statement by AMCHA Initiative, which was accompanied the launch of the report, said, quote, "No other student identity group has been subjected to anywhere near the kinds of sustained coordinated attacks on their identity and attempts to expunge it from campus. Attacks carried out and condoned by large numbers of students, student organizations, faculty, academic departments, and outside national and international groups, as have Jewish students who feel a connection to the Jewish state." The news isn't all that bad, however. Across the pond in the United Kingdom, Labour leader Keir Starmer told the BBC on Monday that Jeremy Corbyn, the former Labour leader whose anti-Semitic remarks shocked the entire Jewish community a few years ago, will not be welcome in the Labour Party anymore. When asked if Corbyn might run for Parliament as an independent candidate, Starmer replied that he didn't know, but he definitely wouldn't be running with Labour. Of course, he can attend a birthday party if he'd like. Since being suspended from the Labour Party in 2020, Corbyn has been unapologetic about the anti-Semitism which he at least tolerated and possibly even encouraged during his tenure. The party, however, has tried to expunge members associated with Corbyn's anti-Semitic legacy with mixed results. Corbyn remains a member of the United Kingdom Parliament and has many grassroots supporters in his district as well as nationally. Finally, another ray of hope. Sunshine emerged from the United Kingdom this week when the Church of England, also known as the Anglican Church, issued a statement that it has concluded an investigation into the conduct of retired Reverend Dr. Stephen Sizer. A panel investigating Sizer's activities during the 20 years he was vicar of Christ Church, Virginia Water in Surrey, found that many of his activities during this period were antagonistic towards the Jewish community in the United Kingdom. This included 11 specific acts that some kind of complaint was made about, with one such act being Sizer's posting of a link on his Facebook account to an article that accused Israel of playing a role in the terrorist attacks on the United States on 9/11 or September 11th in the year 2001. The panel's investigation concluded that in 4 of the 11 incidents it investigated, Sizer's behavior was unbecoming to the office and work of a clerk in holy orders, in that he provoked and offended the Jewish community. The Jewish Board of Deputies President Marie van der Zyl issued a statement in response saying, "I commend the tribunal's decision in the case of Stephen Sizer. In an unprecedented judgment, it was found engaged in anti-Semitic activity, repeated conduct unbecoming of a Church of England minister, and engaged in conduct that provoked and offended the Jewish community over a sustained period." Van der Zyl told the news outlet he was also criticized for being disingenuous in his answers. Will America's better angels triumph over this surge in the ancient hatred of anti-Semitism, or will rising levels of anti-Semitism in the United States and other Western English-speaking countries encourage Jewish people to make Aliyah? Aliyah, Aliyah, Aliyah. What role will the increasingly popular Black Hebrew Israelite movement play in all of this? And what will the reaction be here in Israel to this disturbing news from the Golden Medina, known as Artzot Habrit, the United States, the lands of the covenants? Until next week, I'm Barry Segal. I love you all. And for all the Jewish community worldwide, it's time to make Aliyah. Go team, go.